Today I want to talk about something that had to do with this last weekend. We'll call it week/weekend, and a lesson that I believe you need to extract and tie into your own life starting now. And I don't just say that to say that. I think a lot of things I say, it's like, oh, what's he going to talk about today randomly? This one today I really, really want you to pay attention to because it matters. James West, good morning to you, my man. Good morning to you guys on Instagram this morning. I sometimes we have these moments that kind of shift us into a new gear, a new level of operation, right? There's these moments where we go like, it's time to tick up, you know? And I don't know if it's, for some reason, I feel like it's like waves settling on me to tick up, a whole different peak of what I've already been doing. Good morning, Adventures of Chandler. Hey, Mr. Trucks, was good. Glad to hear you be. Oh, I appreciate it, CeCe. It looks like CeCe Did Lovely is your name. Good morning, Sonia Lucas. I got this weird tick that's been really like boiling at my belly. I get a lot of cool messages, man. Good morning from Dubai. I get a lot of cool messages. I get a lot of good information that comes to me from people that are great. And the information I say is stuff where I get to realize what you're actually struggling with. Good morning, Cynthia. Kagi, I want to say. And I find that a lot of people, man, we're trying to figure out how do we win the races. It's the thing, how do we win the races? We have things that are going on. Like I got guys that reach out and they're like, man, I got a lot going on in my relationship. I got a lot going on in my health. And I want to have it all, man. Like I want to be able to do it. My business is going pretty good. I want to have more happiness and more joy. I have women that reach out and say, man, I'm trying to figure out how do I get to the point of just getting kickstarted? How do I get this vision I have in my heart to get out to the world? And I come on here and I motivate a lot. Like I talk a lot. And I enjoy doing it. Good morning, Eric. What's going on, my man? Good morning, Sire Mental Samurai episode, Working Moms Tribe. I'm glad you saw it. I should have got the pickles thing. Dumb question, man. It was a weird question that threw me off. It was weird. Anyways, amazing vocal. I appreciate it. I can't sing, but I'm glad you enjoyed the sound. And so my thought is like, how do I get you guys to really get it? And I started to realize that there's this kind of concept that we always are waiting for and we think about. And here's what the concept is. You win or lose right now. Now, I pulled this from a concept I'm figuring out with my own son right now as he runs track. He is a guy that's got a senior year coming up, man. COVID threw off his sophomore year, so his junior year was a sophomore year, we'll call it. His freshman year was cut short because he had an injury to his elbows, whole bunch of weird stuff. And so what I found is like there's these moments in time where we kind of have to step back. And I tell my son, he just went out to Oregon. This is where it's coming from. Went out to Oregon and he choked. If you were following my stories and you're like, hey, where's the video of him running? Believe me, you did not want to see that video. Dude choked, man. This happens in sports. Sometimes you go out there. I don't know if it was the win that was like a 5.0 win and threw out the hurdle steps. I don't know if it was the energy of the people. Veronica, good morning, James. Yeah, missed your 5. I know. We missed the top 5 in Friday. We're traveling out to Eugene, Oregon. The team and we couldn't get it all organized because I was my son. To be honest, James, family takes precedent over the business, always will. So I was focused on the family this last Friday. So I apologize for not getting that out to you, my man. And we'll get this Friday though. And so what ended up happening was like he out there and choked. And I said, okay, cool. Look, I want you to think about this. Like he's all butthurt. He's all sad. He's not feeling good. And you know what this feels like. You put your energy into something, you drive, you build, you want to create something great. And all of a sudden it just doesn't come to fruition the way you desired and thought it would. You start wondering to yourself, like, how in the world do I get there? How in the world do I get that? Well, what's going on? So we feel bad. And I said, hey, son, I want you to ask yourself this question. If you go back a year ago, what were you doing a year ago to win this race? Seriously, what were you doing a year ago? I don't mean what were you doing? Were you going to practice? Were you kind of hanging out? Did you buy, some track clothes and you bought some shoes? I mean, I literally mean, what were you doing like in the weight room, in the train? Because here's what has to happen. You have to get to the point when you think about a year from now, the thing you want to accomplish, you want to achieve, the work that you do right now to develop that deep down anchored belief and desire. And honestly, what I say is like deserving feeling. You do that now. Like you do it now. Well, we got back on Friday. We got back Saturday morning. We did the thing Friday, got back Saturday morning. Saturday night. When we got back Saturday night, we were in here maxing. If you saw my story, it was my wife and my son. I was having to max because we have a whole program that rolls out today. And you know why I started today? Because I told them, look, you can go take a break, take your time off, all that good stuff. You ran one race. Your body's not that beat up. You didn't have to practice a whole lot. It was easy practice. You're ready to rock and roll, right? So the idea is if you want to win that race a year from now, if you want to go back to that track meet, you want to not go, I want to say he finished 43 of 46 people. He was in the bottom rung. And I'm just telling you, our family don't operate like that. That's just not who we are. We find ways to go, but we also are realistic. If we didn't do well, what can we do to do well, right? So I told him, look, It's going to start Monday, because a year from now, when you show up to that track, when you show up to that spot, I need you to inherently, internally, inside, step out in that track and go, none of you deserve to beat me. None of you. Not a soul out here has worked the way I've worked. Not a person out here has put the time that I've put in. I don't care what you've done, who you've been with. You ain't put the level I put in. Like, it's got to be a mentality that you have. It's got to be a heart that's anchored in. It's got to be this thing that's so deeply rooted inside who you are that when you show up to your life, no one gets to take what you know is yours. Now, you don't get that on accident. It's not handed out to you because you want it. You earn that every day through what you do, how you show up, how you think, how you act. It's not even about the hours. You could go and say, I put in 30 hours this week. That's great. How much did you put into those 30 hours of you, of your heart, of your passion? There's a lot of people that can show up to a workout. They can give 50%, same time spent, but the guy and the girl who show up and give 100% every workout, at the end of that 30 hours, of that 30 days, and that 30 months, and that 30 years, there's a different human being in the back end. And that person who put 50% in, you don't get the same outcome internally than the person that put in 100%. And it starts now. If you want to show up to your life later on, have a different sense of who you are, different drive, a different sense of what you're experiencing. You want more money? It starts now. You want more freedom? It starts now. You want more time? You want more love? You want more joy? You want more influence? Whatever it is, it starts now. It doesn't start 5 months from now when you want to actually get going and want to launch that thing. It starts with, what do you do in the dark? We're starting today for a year from now. A year. Not just because I want to start a month before, a week before. I want to start getting my body clean for my wedding that takes place in 3 months. No, we start now because we realize that what we do now builds and it compounds and it becomes something that is unstoppable. So when you step on that field for your life, on the court for your life, on the track for your life, no one can take what's yours. So today I'm going to tell you the simple thing. You win or lose starting right now. And here's the thing. You might not even know what that finish line is right now. There may be something in your life that's going to happen a year from now that you're completely unaware of, that you don't know is coming. You have no idea that's in the pipeline. You have no idea. But when you show up to that moment, don't you want to know that when you show up that you did the work to feel like you belong there right now? Don't you want to have something rooted in you to where no matter what shows up, you got it? You can have that. I can't give it to you, but you can earn it. And it starts now. It's a mentality that's built through actions, through time spent. And that's all I got to give you today, man. There's something that I needed you to have this. I don't know where it's going to fit in your life. I don't know what goes on, but I needed you to have this. And this is honestly where I live my life. When I think about little ticks, like I got this different tick that's creeping up. You know what I did this weekend? I got a piece of paper out. I started writing a whole lot. I write a whole lot. Every once in a while I start writing. I get a whole bunch of things in my brain. I start taking a bunch of notes on paper because it just flows out of my brain. And I started looking like really deeply at what I do as a company back here. Because a lot of people, I know a lot of you are tuning in that don't work with me. Period. I know you tune in every day. You come in, you go, man, I like this guy in. He's got a good message. You give me energy. I see the comments and I love that. But guess what? You don't work with me. You listen to me, but you don't work with me. And I think in my head, like, as opposed to like, should I make you feel bad? You need to work with me. I don't want to do all that. What do I got to do to inspire you to take a next step to actually go in and say, Ant, all the things you say, it's time for me to do it, Ant. It's time, man. I've been hearing you. I've been listening to you, but I haven't taken a step. It's time for me to do it. It's time for me to go. And I think about, what do I got to do to call that out? What do I got to do to make sure that it looks at such like a valuable level that you are drawn to it? That's not your job. That's not your job. My job is to motivate you and you desire. That's why we have signs outside our buildings that say, hey, come over here to, I don't know, what's a nice place? Chick-fil-A, right? Chick-fil-A did a lot of work to make, when you see that sign, you go, oh, I want what's inside of that building. I want to go stop by and grab me something. I want to get a sandwich, right? Whatever it is. So I sit back and go, okay, I know what I do and I love what I do. How do I get you to want to come work with me? That's my thought. How do I got to put something in front of you so you stop listening and you finally go, okay, it's time. It's time for me to stop listening and start working on it to get this stuff real in my life. Because if you're not that level yet, that's my job to get you there. That's what I show up and do in the world. But all I can ask of you is that can go, okay, how am I going to show up for me? That's the thing, because if you don't make a commitment to say, now's the time I start putting energy into getting myself better, it doesn't matter what I want for you. It doesn't matter what I show you. If you drive by Chick-fil-A and you ain't hungry, you ain't stopping in there. You ain't going to go in. So how do I get you to be hungry? That's the first step. That's what I do with these. How do I get you to be hungry? And then I go, okay, great, now you're hungry. How do I make you want to stop off at my restaurant and figure out how to fill up your life? That's my duty. That's my goal. That's what I love doing, man. So when I say a little tick, I got a little different tick. For me, I sit down and start planning out my team. We got a meeting today at 11 o'clock, and I'm like, well, I'm going to get this stuff dialed. I'm gonna make sure things are so clear and so clean and so valuable that when people pop onto these live streams, you're like, man, I love this dude. What does he do? How do I get with him? And to be honest, that's my sole goal. The rest of this whole year and the rest of my life is my sole goal. How do I get you to get out of your own way sometimes to get to the place you belong in life? Because you're heading there. You're heading somewhere. I prefer you end up where you belong in your life. And to be honest, it's a matter of what you are doing right now. So that's my message for you today. I love you. I do. I got a great depth and care from my heart for you and what you create in this life. Because, man, I was not given a whole lot of cool stuff in the beginning of life. If you guys haven't got a chance to watch, there's a cool Goldcast video we did about a month and a half ago that finally came out. I cannot get through it without crying personally. It's really interesting one to watch, like when you watch your story put together in a different way. Like I know it's my experience and I sometimes just share the words of it, but to actually go in and watch it was very, very interesting. And every time I've watched it, I've teared up because it's very real. It's very personal, but I hope it's very impactful for you. And you might be watching this right now because you watched it. I have no idea where you came from, but if you haven't had a chance, man, I recommend you go check it out. If you really want to know the heart of me, where I come from, who I am at my core, this video will give you a great rundown while also giving you a powerful inspiration as to what you can do even when not given all the best cards in life. So that's what I got for you today on this beautiful Monday, July 5th. I wish the absolute best wherever you're listening in the world. And I pray you guys do some cool things. First time watcher, I appreciate it, Veronica. First time watcher, hey, love it, love it, love it. There are many more of these every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So I will see you guys on Wednesday. Take care. God bless, and I'll see you then. All right, see you guys. I'm out.
If you want another awesome video in our Black Excellence series, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.